Hi everyone, thank you so much for coming on this live session. Today I'm going to talk about the easiest hidden visa. It's a little secret that no one talks about. This is how I came to the United States. Let me just share with you. So because even me myself, I'm one of those people that I'm expected to say something about this visa, and I rarely talk about this visa. Although if you listen carefully, you will hear how I came to America. I've always told you how I came to the United States. So today I'm going to share with you. So it's just something for some of you to think about. Janet just presents options, and then when you listen to these options, you make a decision. So right now I'm meeting many people that are wanting applications, and they're wanting applications based on the information I've provided on Facebook, on YouTube, and my other platforms. Thank you so much for coming. I see all of you. I'm trying so hard to reach all of you. Please remember janetrangi67@gmail.com. I'm now hitting 90% response rates. And I'm not talking about some of you that maybe wrote a month ago or something. Right now, if you write, we are probably hitting 100%. Okay, so if you don't find me on the phone, do not complain if you haven't gone to janetrangi67@gmail.com. I'm trying my best, okay, and I'm trying to change the narrative. Janet, we can never find you, no. Right now, I'm taking this very seriously, and I want that narrative to change. If you call Janet, she will respond. She will explain to you everything, and you can work together in the most cost-effective way to work together so that you don't feel used and I don't feel used. Thank you so much, and welcome to this session today. Let me be honest. I've talked about student visas, all of you, and I'm very excited because now most of you can narrate these visas. Okay, many of you just coming to me, Janet, I was thinking of F1, B1. You're even using the lingo, the immigration lingo, and I appreciate that. So most of you are now very informed. I've talked about the F1 visa, and I've talked about, people coming to universities, first degree, masters, and PhD. I've talked about community colleges, people coming to get associate degrees. I've talked about B1 visas, B2 visas, which are tourist visas. I've talked about tourist visas. You can come for functions such as vacation, graduation ceremonies, religious ceremonies, weddings, family members inviting you to these events. But most importantly, I've told you the B visa using conferences. And by the way, I've gotten testimonials. Thank you so much for those who are sharing testimonials. You came to the United States through conferences because you watched Janet Rangi videos here on Facebook and on YouTube about conferences. Because many people used to tell me, Janet, invite me. And I was like, no, Janet is just going to do for you a nice video. And if you're someone in sales, all you need is to find a conference in sales and tie all those things together and come to the United States on sales and take that information back to improve your sales back home. And it's working. It has worked. And thank you so much. And many of you are getting married. Thank you for sharing your pictures, because most of you are young. And I'm still on the topic. We are talking about literacy. You see the topic today, the little known secret. This visa, stick around. I'm going to tell you, because that's how I came to America. And no one talks about this kind of visa. And Janet is going to talk about this visa today. Today I'm going to talk about it because I'm giving you options. So I've talked about F1 student visas, all the levels. I've talked about B1 visas and the reasons why people come on B1, B2, business and tourism. And of course, conferences falls under that. Some of you come to church functions and you're not even pastors until you met Janet. Janet told you have to have a reason why you're coming to America, and tie that to your training and tie that to your work experience, so that when you come to America, you can clearly tell America why you're coming and take it back home. How many of you have followed Janet? By now you know what the law says at the embassy. All these temporary visas, you're supposed to demonstrate that you have strong ties back home, not in America. And when we say ties, we mean family ties, we mean financial ties, we could be educational ties, something that will tie you back home, so that the embassy looking at you, the total picture, what are they seeing? Are they seeing that this person will come to America and go back? That's all they are looking for. That's all. And by there I got a testimony. I've always said this. You can go to that embassy and they will never look at that bank statement. It's very possible. They might not. If they like your application, most of the time they're asking the bank statement because they can see a problem and they want to confirm with you. But me, I've watched them. They say, put the DS-160 clearly, pay the fees, put the photographs, have your passport ready, and the appointment, and show up. Once you've done all that, my friends, the school has already provided an I-20 that says how much you're going to pay. So they are not necessarily looking at that. They are looking at you to strike a conversation and do a good job with DS-160. As Janet says, make sure your DS-160 is so good. So when they look in the back, they come knowing they are going to give you. If that is bad, so Janet, they spent with me 2 minutes. No, they did not. They spent 5, 10, 20 minutes on that DS-160. That's your first impression. So do a good job. Okay, many of you that I'm helping, do not submit the DS-160 until we've reviewed. Until we've reviewed and we are happy with what we see, because that's the only chance. The face is not going to do us any favor at the window. If the DS-160 is bad, our chances are bad. Okay, so having said that, let's continue with visas. Of course, Janet has talked about green cards. So don't think like Janet now has another secret. Okay, maybe it's just the green card. No, I've talked about green cards all the time. I've talked green cards through marriage. I've talked green cards through jobs. I've talked green cards through work. Many kinds of green cards. Some of you just know the lottery. And me, I've always said the lottery is just the first option. And I love your comments and thank you so much for coming. If I don't mention your name, I still love you. So when we talk about green cards, don't just think of the lottery. Lottery is just a small percentage. Okay, a small percentage, but most of the time people come through other ways and then they end up on a green card. I even did a video of how people end up with permanent residency. Now Janet is like, Janet, don't keep us here. Please tell us this little hidden secret. Yes, I've talked about H-1B visas. Of course, Janet has talked about H-1B visas. You all know H-1. If you follow Janet, you know she has talked about H-1B visas. And no, that's not what I mean. H-1B visas, you can get a job in America and they can bring you here on H-1B. You can be in America, you'll get H-1B. Janet has talked about those H-1B visas. Okay, Janet has talked about fiancé visas. I've talked about the P visas. Okay, in fact, K1, K2, K3, K4. If you've never watched Janet, I've gone even into the details of K1 visa, K2 visa, K3 visa, K4 visas. All that Janet has talked about. If you are new on the page, basically Janet is summarizing what she does. So don't think that she just does green card because you met her talking about J1. Okay, the secret is not J1, J2 visa. Of course, I've talked about J1. Okay, most of us are very sophisticated now. We are just using terminology, J1 visa, J2 visa, because guess what, we are Janet Ranki followers. We just say J1, J2, F1, F2, I-20, DS-160, DS-260, form I-56. Oh my goodness, so smart. No, I'm not talking about J1, J2. That is not the secret I'm talking about. And by the J1, me, I've stuck with agriculture. You guys shared the link. All of you are in there waiting. Me, I just, it's okay, but now you know university students come and tell, Janet told you can come on agriculture for J1. Hospitality, people in tourism, if you have hospitality, cooking, all those things, hotels, making beds, front desk, you know, all those, kitchen, serving, my friends, you can come on J1 visa. Teachers, of course, teachers on J1. They give even 4-year, 5-year contracts. We have teachers right here, they talk to me. Okay, they come on J1 visas. If you are a teacher in your home, please consider coming to America because you can come on a J1 visa. Those 3 categories. So if you come to me, you're a biologist. You come to me, you're in technology. You come on other, I can't help with J1 visa. I can't, by the way, just listen to me. Okay, those are the major categories that I think J1 will work. Fields in agriculture, okay, fields in hospitality, and fields in teaching. Of course, you can come on J1 as au pair. Okay, that's not the secret. You can come as a scholar, you can come as an intern, you can come as a professor, all those. You can come on J1. Okay, I've talked about all those. Welcome. If you are new on Janet Rangi, you have missed out, but just go down here, you watch all those videos. That's what Janet is saying. Okay, so what kind of visa is this? But Janet also talks about Canada. Okay, so if you are new on this page, you just keep waiting until you find out how Janet came to America. You are not going to go anywhere. If you have any questions or suggestions how Janet came in America and you can guess what kind of visa she came, please type in the comments. Let's see the smart ones. Tell me what kind of visa brought to Janet to America, because that is the little secret. The rest of you have to wait until Janet spits it out of your mouth, because right now I'm in the middle of the video and say, Janet, just spit this visa, because we want it quick. Janet, we want you to tell us what kind of visa you came with. I've talked about Canada. Express entry, the mother of all. By the way, can I just say something? Many of you have followed me for a long time, And I realize you have IELTS. I realize you have TOEFL. I realize you have credential evaluation through ECE and WES. My friends, if you're considering America, your application will even be easy. Because now the schools will just admit you. Because now you watched Janet for many years, you even prepared for IELTS, and now you prepared for credential evaluation, and you are not even using for Canada. So just translate that to America. Someone, Meg, says, thank you, Janet, you're doing a great job. I appreciate those nice comments. Thank you so much. So I've talked about express entry. That is why many of you did IELTS, you did a credential evaluation. It's because Janet told you there's something called express entry. My friends, Janet, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. I've talked about rural immigration programs. Janet has taught you all those. When you talk, you just say, yeah, the rural programs in Canada. I've told you about how people go to Canada. I've done full videos on study permits. I've done full videos about visiting visas in Canada. So I've covered all that for you in Canada. I've covered all this in America. So let me come to the point. Because you've been very nice and you've been very patient, and I've not seen anyone guess the kind of visa Janet came with in America. Okay? Janet came on F1 student visa, and you say, yeah, right, Janet, but you just said you've talked about F1 going to universities and community colleges. So Janet, how did you come to America? Listen carefully. Janet came to America with an F1 student visa. Oh, now thank you so much, Rose. Is like Janet came you on F1. I came on F1 student visa. English as a second language. English as a second language brought me to America. It was so quick. Me, I was minding my own business. I've forgotten about America. I'm pregnant. I've gotten married. You know how if you don't want something, that's when it happens. In fact, someone told me if you go to the embassy and you don't even feel like that visa, that is when you get. But if you go, it's like they are looking in the mirrors or the cameras and they are seeing how nervous you are. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Don't. Relax. If they don't give you, it's not the end of life. We are going back. We are going to the drawing board. People are in America, they've been denied 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. You just have to keep the desire alive. In fact, first round, I call that as orientation. Going to the first time in the embassy is just to say, hi, embassy. I'm here to say hi to you. Okay, how are you doing? I'm just checking out Gigiri streets, see the weather. I've been feeling it's very cold. So I'm here to check out, what kind of services you offer. I've heard, you represent the United States here in the great continent of the sunshines. We are all the sunshine people. We welcome you here. And we just came to check it out and see what is this all about, that we hear about this great continent across the waters called America. That is orientation. You're just going to say hi to them, check them out, see the security, how they are going to do fingerprints, so you can prepare for the second and third time, because, you have to check out this big elephant in the room and how they operate. You want to see how the windows are, look like. You want to see the sofas. You want to check out and see if they have some coffee. Maybe they have coffee. Maybe they serve some coffee and cookies and bring some American candy in the waiting area. Maybe they have some magazines you can read about community colleges and the ministry and how the ambassador came and met your president. We want to see. Me, I want to see. I want to go to the embassy to visit. I want to have a tour. Okay, so if I meet them at the window and they say yes, good. I say, okay, I'm ready with an air ticket. But if they say no, I say, okay, see ya. I'll be back. Let me just come with a stronger application. I'm going to fix my bank statement, make it stronger. As I said, now they ask you a bank statement for 1 year because that is the law, and you present that. You want to have some cushion. You want to show the embassy that, although you ask me for 1 year because that is the law, I'm prepared. Because if I'm there for 2-3 years, here's the bank statement. Financially, I have strong ties back in Kenya. You see? Now you check them out. You say, I'll be back. What did you say? You say that probably I don't have a job. I'll come back and show you how I'm doing very well. Maybe I didn't put it in my DS 160. And from the questions you ask me, I'm going to prepare and come back for a strong application. So say hi to them. Check around. Know where the parking lot is so that next time you come on time. So, know how to. So that's just orientation. But some of us get a visa during orientation. But most of us who don't get the visa during orientation. So we just show up the first time and then we'll come back when we are more prepared this time. Because now this time we just come and then, things will be straightforward. So this is just to encourage some of us that give up with the embassy. Okay, don't give up with the embassy. So Janet went there on this little non-secret. of called F1. English as a second language. As I said, I'm not even feeling like the embassy, but this sponsor writes to me how Janet is going to a college. In the college, I'm going to do something called intensive English program. And I'm like, Lord have mercy. Janet knows how to speak English. Of course, I used to think I knew how to speak English. Until I came to America, I realized I didn't know how to speak English, if you get me right. Don't think you know how to speak English. You might know how to speak English where you are from home, but when you come here, you realize you don't actually know how to speak English. So you see, me, I went there, I was like, okay, this program is just about 6 weeks or 6 months. This man can clearly see me. I have a degree in nursing. How is this embassy going to give Janet this visa? Me, I don't know, but I showed up, okay? Guess what? This is the little known secret. You see how Janet tells you, universities get a cheaper university that is about $25,000 US. Okay, that is the cheap one. That is the one Janet knows. Okay, that is what Janet gives her people. Some of you go applying for universities that are 40, 50,000 and you have a borrowed bank statement. It doesn't make sense to anyone. Okay, if you're coming from the Sunshine Continent and you're already struggling with a bank statement, please show up with a cheap university. Not cheap. Me, I don't look for cheap universities. I look for cost-effective universities, okay? Then there's something called community colleges. Oh, they are cheaper. Janet has said they are cheaper. But no, this third visa, this visa here, F1, with all the benefits of F1, it doesn't matter you came on PhD, you came on Masters, you came for your first degree, or you came for a diploma, which is associates. This English thing for 6 months, it has the same rights. It's an F1 student visa that will be stamped on your passport. It was stamped on my passport. The fees, I don't know. Me, I don't know. I probably paid $2,000 or less. Okay, you had me right. You had me right. Right now, maybe $3,000, and that is on the high end. Even maybe $750. Me, I'm just saying. Depending on your level, because we have low level, we have intermediate, and then we have advanced. Now, if you just listen to what Janet said, you thought sometimes when I put these titles, I'm just trying to catch your attention. No, that's not true. Janet has facts. I just gave you a fact. How I came to America with a little known visa, which is a secret. Me, I had a degree in nursing. And right now I'm making applications for some people, which of course Janet helps, okay? And they say, no, we know you are coming for a master's in environmental studies and you have a first degree in this, but since you do not have TOEFL, the university is willing to give you what? Intensive English program. Okay? So it's not abnormal. The embassy knows that this course was designed to prepare you for the rigorous university college education, because English is not your first language. They gave permission to schools to offer an F1 student visa on an English program. And it's meant to improve your English so you can be prepared for rigorous university education, rigorous college education, and work. So it's legal, it's approved, and the embassy knows about it. So don't be scared. Oh, but I'm going for my master's. If I show up with English, the embassy will say this. Me, I don't know what the embassy will say, but I'm just telling you, do not think for the embassy. This is their job. They know it is an approved program. It's given even in the best universities in the United States. If they feel you do not qualify well, the English, they'll always tell you, we'll admit you, okay, for environmental studies masters. But before you go to class for environmental studies, we will make sure you go through our intensive English program for about 6 weeks before the semester starts. It's normal. Now, that does not mean that now you'll only show the fees. If the university is the one offering, then more than likely the bank statement has to reflect the university level, the cost of the university. Okay? But if it's an independent school, then the cost will be different. But personally, I'm just telling you, it was a little known secret. It was cost effective, in fact, very cheap. I did not need a lot of requirements to get the I-20. Okay, and when I came to America, I got all the benefits of F1 student visa. That means I got a social security. I got a driver's license. Janet has never talked about this. If you followed me for a long time, you've just heard how Janet came on an English program, but I've never broken it down. It was that cheap. Now, many of us will be afraid to use that and say, the embassy will be me, I don't know. To me, it looks like it's a very strong visa compared to someone who's going for a visiting visa, asking for a wedding. Here you are coming to school and you say, okay, after this, I've spoken to the school, and after speaking to the school, they've looked at me and they said, well, we prefer you to be prepared with the intensive English program before you join us. So this is just going to give me a stronger preparation so I can be able to handle the rigorous academic work, written work, because I'll be dealing with a lot of papers. I'll be writing research papers and I need to be prepared very well. TOEFL is not enough, okay? Or they looked at my TOEFL, they did not like the score. You don't want to look weak anyway, but you just want to say, well, that school advised me to start with the intensive English program. This is up to you. Janet gives you the information, Janet gives you the options, and you make the decision. But what Janet does, she will tell you what exists that you never knew. Of course, my goal is to leave you better than you found me. Always, always. I like this English program, especially for some of you who did not do so well in school. Probably you got those questionable marks. Okay, those under marks, and you're not looking very strong. Probably you look very honest by saying, you know, this is honestly to prepare me at my level so I can handle. Now, some of you coming for PhD, it might be a little bit tricky, like you've written already papers. Me, I don't know. But still, English is not your first language. Me, I'm just saying, that is how I came. You can question it. Me, that is not my problem. Me, that is how I came to America. Okay? I came on a little course, English course. It was only 6 months. When I went to school, the first day, they evaluated me, my English, and I scored, I don't know, 95 or 99. And so I spent most of the time reading for my nursing exams. I passed the NCLEX, and as I said, I had the F1 visa. I got all the benefits of F1 visa. So they changed my visa from student F1, okay, to green card. How? Through work, through employment. Some of you think people just get green cards through marriage only. No. Now with Janet Rangi, we know that usually people come with temporary situations here. And then when they reach here, they can see opportunities. If you see an opportunity, that is how it will happen. And yes, just because it's English does not mean that the F1 visa you get will be weak. What is the process? Same thing. The school will ask for a bank statement. Of course, it will be cheaper because the fees is cheaper. But of course, it won't just be tuition. They will still consider transportation, room and board, and food. Okay? And they will give you the amounts. Okay? If you go through a university, they'll probably need the full amount as an academic student of that university. Me, I'm just telling you that this is something to think about, because Janet has never said this. And by the way, if you have any questions, I've been receiving today, I saw someone write to me a small question. Oh, Janet, but you didn't answer my call, you didn't answer my messages. And I just said, okay, have you tried the email? Okay, because right now I have a lot of support, and I'm doing my best to reach you in my emails. Okay, so do not hesitate. janetrangi67@gmail.com. Janet is here to make a difference. By the way, an economic difference. That is the whole goal. Okay, so yes, how does F1 change to green card? Please keep watching. It's not that easy. There has to be a pathway, legal pathway. In America, there are many ways you can change. Okay, most people come here with a temporary situation that ends up on the and by the way, I've even done a video of temporary and how to change and come to permanent. But most of the time, like me, I came on a skilled worker, because there's that category of green cards, which I received. One of my followers here is very accomplished. I don't know if he's watching me. I have very accomplished people watching me. He's right here. Thank you for sharing my email, Esther. He's an athlete. He has won world championships for Kenya. Okay, so all those, you know, so I have many athletes watching me. And I was saying, you know, if you're an athlete of that level, you've been on newspapers in your country, you've run regional, you know, sunshine, you've won for the Sunshine Continent, you've won for the country, you know, in Europe, in Asia. Yes, you can get a green card through what do we call FATS category. There's a name for that. B1. There's a name for that. Level 1. I'll just call it level 1. I forget. You know, I've lost the school of thought. Okay, that way if you come as a student or a visitor, you can request to get that change from student or from visiting to that, you know, green card, because you are very accomplished. They call it extraordinary. You are very extraordinary talent. You are a researcher, you are a musician, you are an artist, you are an athlete of the highest level. Okay, and then the next level is maybe a scientist. They get green cards. Me, I got it through level 3. Actually, it's EB3. Okay, so EB1, EB2, EB3. Me, I go through EB3, who is just a skilled worker, and I had a first degree in nursing. And the country needed nurses at that time, and the Congress had approved for nurses to get green card. So when I came as a student, I passed the nursing exam. Okay, the hospital now sponsored me. Found me a lawyer and said, hey, we have a nurse here. She passed the nursing exams. She has a license in Nevada, but she's here in Vermont. We plan to move her to New Jersey. So we're going to get a license in New Jersey through endorsement. So you don't have to do exams in every state. You just do from one state. Me, my state was the state of Nevada. So I did the NCLEX in the state of Nevada. I thought I was going to work in Las Vegas, but my employer was in New Jersey. Okay, and I used to live in Vermont. So my employer filed for me, and then I changed my licensure, RN, registered nurse, from Nevada. They moved it to New Jersey through a process called endorsement. Endorsement is just they look through the exams, they say you passed, they get a copy from Nevada, and then they see your education, and they say, okay, you've been endorsed in the state of New Jersey. Okay, then from there I moved to California again. I endorsed my license from Nevada to California. So Nevada will always be my home license. Okay, so when I moved from California, I came to Texas. I'm like, I'm done of changing this visa. So I joined something they call compact states. Compact states, it means that if you get a license in one of those compact states, I don't remember how many there are, maybe 16 or 20 something, it means you can work in all those states with one license. So now I have a Texas license. I can work in all those compact states. I do not have to endorse or do anything. Me, I just show up to work as a registered nurse. So that is how it happened for me. Okay, I hope some nurses are listening. And can I share with you a story before I go? So you had I'm not going off topic today. I just wanted to make a summary of the visas, because some people are joining me for the first time and they want to learn more about this. And you can share these videos in your groups, with your favorite friends. You tell me, Janet, I share your videos all the time and it's making a difference. Okay, so you know, so this, let me see, Janet, one of my community colleges, what? Yes, Texas is a compact state. New Mexico, if you're a foreign nurse, I will consider New Mexico. Nevada. Okay, I will not go to Georgia personally. Until I'm here, no. Okay, there are those, so you have to do your research, because every state is different and the requirements are different. Okay? Okay, it seems you've got issue with Janet. Please leave. What is David Kiplagat saying? Oh, don't worry about such people. Me, I don't know what issue David Kiplagat has. Okay. Okay. Next. Oh, someone says, awesome, Janet. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, so I lost my train of thought. So generally speaking, yes, you can change a visa if you come here and you meet the requirement. The other most common, of course, is marriage. People come here and they change their visas to marriage. Some people come here, unfortunately, which I don't like. I mean, they change to asylum if they have political persecution, or, you know, they belong to certain social groups where they fear for their lives. They can petition that through their lawyers. That is just to give you an example how people change their visas. Okay, but mostly marriage. They can come, fall in love with American citizens, and then after the wedding, they change their status. So do you understand how you can move from temporary visa to permanent visas? Okay, and in fact, right now in the embassy, they are mostly processing a student visa, J1, H1B visas, and green cards. So tourism, no. They process, but they don't give it priority. So if you go booking, you'll probably get 2023 or 2024. So I'm not doing those visas. Me, I'm focused on J1. I'm focused on F1. And by the way, you can always bring your spouses on these visas. F1, you'll bring your F2 spouse. J1, you'll bring your J2. I always prefer that you come, demonstrate that you went to school, passed exams, paid fees, and then now you ask the school to write you an I-20 for your spouse and children to follow you. Okay, if you are spouse and spouse, I always say, why not? If you are both educated, both of you can come on F1, because F1 student visa has more benefits than the spousal visa, which is F2. For children who come on F2 and J2, yes, they can go to school. And yes, public education is free, because in America, before high school, of course, fees is free. Okay, and so those, that is all I wanted to tell you. I don't know if there are some interesting comments today. Okay, I missed you. Okay, keep coming to janetrangi67@gmail.com if you have any questions. Okay, and I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you in America. I can't wait to hear your testimonials here in America. Okay, I love you so much, and be nice. Most people on this page, you are just nice people, because we only spread love. If you don't come with love, probably you might not find friends. Okay, so we love everyone on this page. Okay, all right. And by the way, remember, Facebook can tell me everything about your comments. After the video, I just go behind there and you'll never see this page again. So don't think you are powerful just because Janet is talking. Your power will end as soon as this video ends. Your power will be brought down to pieces. So you might want to practice love. Okay, me, I don't see any bad comments. I'm only seeing good comments. I'm seeing people that are full of love and not hate. Okay, I love you so much, because invite us for Christmas light views. Okay, who is that? Peter? I will do Christmas, my lights. Okay, in fact, if I drive back home, I'll do a nice video for you so you can see Christmas lights. My goal is to leave you better than you found me. What have you learned today in this video? Basically, the different kinds of visas that you can utilize to come in the United States. But you learned about the little known secret. Which that little secret, okay, on janetrangi67@gmail.com, if you're one of those that wants those, and you have everything, usually it's very quick. 1 week. 1 week. Okay, 1 week. You get I-20. Oh, please, Janet, tell us about your guy, Zef Chepkwani. What did Zef do? That is interesting. Don't make me look. Okay, Zef, I hear he's a nurse like you. Okay. Oh, okay. David has good comments. I don't know why people are saying David is a nice man. David has followed me for a long time, but maybe this David is the one that asked me first time. David asked me if I'm married or not. Okay, now he's the champion. Okay, so you get used to David. David is always like that. Now I understand, because some of my followers are new. When they see some comments, they're like, "Oh, don't say that." But David has been a follower for so long. I know his comments are always very interesting. I love him. I love him. So David is one of those. David, you are very accomplished though, right? David is very accomplished. Yazef is a registered nurse now. Zef, don't tell Zef I talked about him on these videos. You can follow him. He's called Zef Chepkwani. Zef is a very talented man. Okay, his views are very tough. You have to have tough skin to follow Zef. Okay, I'm just warning you. Okay, because he's a political guru. He's a political vlogger. Okay, but he's very talented. But his views, he's a politician. But yes, he's a registered nurse, and right now, these days, he doesn't do very many videos like those days. These days he goes to school. He's doing, I think, a master's in a family nurse practitioner. And one of the people, his friends, told me, Janet, why don't you tell your friend Zef to start talking about nursing? People will be more interested than politics. I said, that will make him not maybe him. His interest maybe is in politics, so you can't tell people what to do. Yeah. And speaking of Zef, let me tell you one secret I've seen here in politics. People choose sides and they vlog. So you always know, my follower is a Democrat or my follower is Republican. And you cater to that follower. So some of you don't understand the way politics do. Okay? So if you don't like someone, you just don't go there. Go to your people, because your people will deliver. Even here in America, there are stations. If you don't believe in those views, don't go to that politics, because you know what will come from their mouth. They cater to the customer. Okay, they cater to their customer. So me, I never take anything personal. But me, I always go to different pages and follow different people. Okay, Zef oriented me and he taught me a little bit of vlogging. I mean, he gave me confidence. I think that is the best thing I learned from Zef, is the confidence of when people throw stones, you can still handle it. But he's very tough. I would warn you, don't go follow him if you don't have the nerves to follow Zef. Okay, yes, I love Zef and I love all of you. Okay. Yeah, I always tell Zef, I don't have to agree with your political views, but by the way, he's a very tall man. He came by, he passed by my house. I'm like, oh, okay. He's a very tall man. He's very handsome. Don't see him in those videos. He's very tall. I'm just saying, me, I'm talking as a female now. I'm not talking as a politician or anything. Me, I don't. Who told you me I agree with Zeph? Me, I don't agree with Zeph with all his politics. But he's a very handsome man. I can tell. In reality, if you meet him, he's very tall. I'm just telling you. And he came with another guy, and that's how he learned. The other guy had married an American. Okay? That guy, Zeph's friend, I'm not going to mention names. Zeph I can mention because he's a public figure like Janet. We can text tons. But now his friends, that friend had married an American. And he was telling me, Janet, I used to be slapped, sha. I used to be thrown words, sha. They would call me names. Janet, I had to divorce, but now I need my green card because I was truly married and I filed as a single person on the side. But I had a whole sack of evidence to show that actually I was being slapped by this woman. Okay, so I remember those stories. Yes, someone says I'm transitioning stories. Is that Zeph? Actually, Zeph is watching me. Zeph, I didn't say anything bad about you, okay? Or other than you are a tall, handsome man, of course. Okay, maybe I never say that, but people that have met Zeph will tell you that. He's very tall. Okay? Yes. So Zeph came with his friend. Where's your friend these days? The friend also went and did psychiatry. Yeah? He told Janet, and he disappeared on me. I hope he found a girlfriend. He's also a young man, handsome. He looked a little bit younger for his age. Okay? And all of you, I love you. Who is the other person watching? Yes, Moses. Okay? Zeph, you need to do more videos. We don't want you to just to be throwing there forwards. You know, sometimes people come for the talent. Okay? Yeah, I love you so much, my friends. As you can see, it's getting dark in America. So please consider coming on a English as a second language. Yes, it's an F1 visa and it's the cheapest. You would think that community college was the cheapest to give you a student visa. Now you know Janet Rangi has told you. Okay? Janet Rangi has told you. Right? F1 student visa. English as a second language is a possibility. Okay? Does she know schools that can process for you quick? Yes. If you have everything, yes, 1 week, Janet will deliver that. Okay? And my services, let me just tell you the truth. For those who are using my services, I'm very cost effective because I don't want anyone to go and say they are taking their life savings, and if they get denied a visa, they're like, oh my God, because we come from the Sunshine Continent. We do not have a lot of money. We are looking for opportunities. So you don't need an agent to be taking all your money, and then when you get denied a visa, you're like, oh my God, I took my life savings. I saw this. No, we don't want that kind. We want a cost effective way where you will not feel used. I will not feel used, but we will accomplish the same goal. That is all. That is in the whole situation is for us to accomplish a very good goal where people feel like they were taken care of. You know, people showed love and you did not lose, but the risk is yours. Some of them come, Janet, can you guarantee me a visa? No one will ever guarantee you a visa, but I almost guarantee admission. I almost guarantee I-20. Okay, almost 100% guaranteed. If option 1 fails, I go to option 2, and then you go and do a Hail Mary. You know, in American football, they have a Hail Mary throw. When things are so bad the last minute in football, someone will throw a Hail Mary. So me, I see the embassy as a Hail Mary. Okay? When Janet presents to you, you go there and do your Hail Mary. Okay? Janet is here to take stones and improve your lives. Okay? Most of us, we take stones just for your sake. So learn as much as you can. Okay, can I go? Unless I see any questions. I love you so much for always following. Kwaherini, asanteni sana, muchas gracias. Until the next video, ziko mo. Okay, asante sana. I will see you in the next video. Okay, all right. I didn't see any questions, but when you wake up, please remember to share the video. Okay, even if you don't work with me, always remember sharing. Okay, sharing is what they always say. Sharing is what? Sharing is believing. Whatever, sharing is something special. Okay, and I'll keep bringing more content. Janet will always deliver content. Okay, I always bring, and I don't hide nothing. You will always learn. Okay, but most of you always have questions afterwards. Those applications are not easy. Hey, I think it's admission week. Just before I go, it's admission week. Congratulations, 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 congratulations. Many of you have gotten I-20s this week. Congratulations. Some universities now are just waking up and saying, oh, sorry, if you didn't hear from us, please call and see if anything is missing. I'm like, oh, they sound like Janet when she's busy. She calls her people and please, she makes her video and say, if you didn't get an I-20, please check with me or check the school so we can find out why. So the schools are also sending those letters. I felt like laughing. Oh, we have overwhelming applicants. No, you don't. You probably are understaffed. Everyone in America is understaffed. Like me now. You won't find me going to these restaurants. I am not going to these restaurants because I know the service might not be good. People are tired and overworked. Okay? So thank you so much for always following. Without you, I can't do these videos. Good to see you, Zeph. Good to see you always. Okay? And other comments stopped coming in, but I can't see all of you. I love your buttons, and I thank you so much for praying for me and sticking with me. And I'll continue providing. Okay? All right. I'll see you in the next video. Until next video, thank you so much. Muchas gracias. Kwaherini. Bye-bye.